Hey everybody, it's your GM Griff coming at you for the intro of episode 40. At the top of the order, I just want you guys to know PaizoCon's coming up this week and we're hoping we can see you guys there. Steve and I are very excited to be going all the way to Seattle. I've never been to the West Coast, so if you're going to be there, stop by, say hi, show me a cool bar, show me a drink I can only get in Seattle. I will drink it. I'm so excited to be going. If you guys didn't know, we have a Patreon. We would love, if you love the show and want to support us, for you to send a little bit of cash our way. We have a lot of awesome benefits to becoming a patron, and we have a lot of goals that we want to hit so that we can produce more content. Finally, please, please, please share the show with a friend. We have grown so much by word of mouth, and it's thanks to you guys that we've been having the success that we've been having. So thank you so much. Please continue to do that, and please subscribe on whatever podcast listening app you use. Without further ado, please enjoy episode 40, Face Off.
Do you like liquor and things that go boo? Then buckle up, listener, cause this one's for you. Prepare yourself for the Hideous Laughter Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hideous Laughter Podcast, episode 40. It's like we're a 40 episode virgin, because none of us have had sex since the podcast started.
That sounds about right. Wow.
Griffin, you're really bad at these.
A couple of dead bedrooms, and then you got Steve, who we all knew there wasn't any hope for.
Yeah.
Speaking of Steve, what are you drinking, bud?
Well, I'm going to be drinking a Hams. It is going to be a Team Slurp episode because apparently that's all I can get these days, according to some people. Frosty cold Hams, just like my frosty cold bed sheets. Oh.
Land of the Sky bedwetters.
That's so fucking gross.
Speaking of fucking gross, Brooks, what are you drinking?
Oh, this one is Brewdog Elvis Juice. I think it's their best one, personally.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do.
A lot of people like their Elvis juice.
It's great.
Speaking of great. Emily, what are you drinking? Got her. She was like, he's going to call me great. No, Haley.
Thanks, Griffin. I am drinking some Pinot Grigio tonight.
Oh, some Grige.
Yeah, and I am not alone with this drink. My sister Anna is in the studio today, and she is enjoying the same beverage.
Hey, everybody.
Come closer to the mic. Scoot over to
Get
it.
on somebody's mic. Get on somebody's.
What's up, everybody? My voice is a little...
She's experiencing some seasonal allergies here in Ohio because she's from the frosty lands of Minnesota, and it is nowhere near this warm back home for her.
Speaking of people that are nowhere near this warm, Haley, what are you drinking?
So I rolled poorly last week, and so I actually have the fan voted on drink, the Patreon voted on drink. So I am drinking what Emily called a Just Peachy, Alex Giordano?
Giordano?
Thank you. I am terrible with names, but Alex is the first name, and it is peach vodka, green apple vodka, ginger ale, and lime juice.
That sounds very seasonal.
How is it?
It's actually really good.
He was a bartender, right?
I was gonna say, I really like
maybe
it.
that was his shit.
Speaking of really good. Hi, I'm your GM, Griff.
Ridiculous.
I'm drinking a Pura Still spiked still water. It's not as good as sparkling water. It tastes like really watered down mango water.
All right, well, I guess I have to roll off against myself.
Yeah, well, you got to see if you roll a natty 1. I guess
Yep.
that's the only reason.
Wow, I thought it was a 1 for a second. It's a 7.
Okay. You're safe.
Close.
So
Darn
Steve
it.
will be next on the Patreon beverage poll.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think we'll skip the roll off for a week. We'll pick a drink that we can all enjoy. Something we can kumbaya over at the start of the episode after that.
We
think
need
it'll be-
some team building after you are hating on my character nonstop.
Character sucks, Haley. Character sucks. I'm just
Sounds like it only sucks from your point of view. From this side of the table, sounds great.
Sucks from my point of view, too.
once the Lopper takes over her, you're going to be pissed that she could use her
Don't try
mental
and kill me.
focus to summon shit.
I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just trying to keep you and
Long-range
turn you
plan.
into an evil person.
I'm looking
that
at the
will then
long-range
go
plan.
Her
along
5-year
with me
plan is
forever
definitely to
and
kill you.
ever.
I know.
Oh, okay. Let's roll right into the swamp. You guys are in a couple of boats after this harrowing fight against a manicore and 2 blood caimans. Deadly, deadly combat, but you all made it out alive. Even Lyra, who made it out by the skin of her teeth.
Only because it was a water combat. Saving grace.
I thought you were going to be so good in the water combat, but alas.
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out a giant blood caiman, is a little bit deadly.
Better in the water than Lyra.
Surprisingly.
So, you guys are heading to the island. What are you up to? What are you doing? What's everybody's headspace like after a combat like that?
Wait, I thought we wanted to cut off the head of the manicore.
Oh, was that discussed? I missed that part of the episode.
Lyra wants to cut off the head of the manicore and take it to the village elder.
Okay. So, I mean, it's like kind of bobbing on the surface of the water. You see blood pooling around it. You're going to need to make a strength check to pull it into the boat. I assume
How far away is it from shore?
you guys at this point are as far as you were, so you're about
200 feet.
150 to 200
Okay.
feet away from shore.
And there's not like a closer island or anything.
No, in the swamp, islands aren't super common.
Okay, all right.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Do you want to drag it behind you?
Sure.
Why you're asking?
Yeah, I wanted to tow truck this thing into the shore using my magical rope, but it's only 60 feet.
Okay. I mean, you want to take the blood caimans too while you're at it? Just cover all your bases?
They deserve a proper burial.
Okay.
Proper
So-
burial of probably their friends eating them.
Motumbe, do you have a activation word for this? This, I'm assuming you're using
Ooh.
the rope of climbing.
Yes, that is correct. I remember somebody threw something out. It was like, I'm a bitch or something.
Yeah, you said that.
Yes.
Oh,
Book. It activates the rope, drags them in.
So the rope kind of snakes out, and as you pass by these bodies, it loops around them, and it's a little bit more difficult to row. You have the help of James, I believe you were in the boat with.
I was Ricky.
You were with Ricky, so Ricky. I mean, if you're rolling with Ricky, that dude only rolls rocks, so he's helping you out rowing. You guys are doing a good job. You're maybe lagging a little bit behind the rest of the group, but you all make it to the island, and you approach from the north of the island. The rope kind of coils up at Motumbe's feet, dragging the bodies of the last 10 feet out of the water. What are you doing to them?
So the blood caimans, I'm just getting out of the water. I'm not going to do an actual burial on them. But I don't want them I don't want their bodies out there in the swamps attracting more.
Gotcha. Make a perception check on the blood caimans.
Yeah, sure thing. That's a natural 19. We're going to be going up to a 25.
The bigger of the two, it's maybe bigger by about 2 feet. Pretty imposing size, especially for a blood caiman. You looked off the dock earlier and you thought these were kind of small creatures, but in reality, they can grow quite large. This one is roughly 13 feet long from nose to tip of the tail. You look at it and it looks like there's this slash mark on the eye. Make a heal check.
Ooh, okay.
I got that.
It appears this animal had been previously injured.
Another natural 19. That's going to be a 24.
I can aid. No.
So 26.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with the 26, you know that this was likely done with a very sharp blade, a small blade, likely a dagger.
Sure.
Make a...
Was it my dagger?
No,
I stabbed the croc.
healed.
No, it appears to be healed and scarred over.
Yeah.
So you would think that this happened some time ago.
Sure.
Make a knowledge local or a intelligence check. Anyone at the table can do so.
Can we go with intelligence?
Intelligence. I can do that one.
19.
Damn, Ikmur.
He beat
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I rolled
Same here.
on the die. Plus 4.
Well, I mean, he's out in the wild, out in the sticks. This is pretty good for him.
So with a 19 on the intelligence roll, Ikmur finds this kind of puzzling. Like this blood came and must have come into contact with a human or something. And then he thinks to the story of the beast and how the beast was supposedly bitten by a very large blood caiman. And I think Ikmur is able to start to put the pieces together that maybe this is the one that attacked the beast. But then he kind of gets confused. He's thinking it's interesting that the beast would carry such a blade to defend itself in the swamps and not bring a weapon when stealing from a museum. You remember that the beast was strangely unarmed.
Okay.
Hey guys. What's really weird about this is well, you see this scar right here that Motumbe was able to pick out, but Motumbe, it's, the detective work has to be putting together all of the pieces. And with that, it's a bit strange that the beast was unarmed at the time of capture, but this fight where he was supposedly driven out of the swamp, he was not carrying a blade this time.
That does appear to be odd. I wonder if perhaps he left his weapon at his encampment that we heard about? I can't imagine why he would attack the museum and not bring it with him, though.
It's certainly possible, though. I mean, we find the weapon, we find the person who's been attacking, that was supposedly driven out of the swamps here from this very island, and therefore the person attacking the village.
I agree. I think we should keep looking. There's more that this island can tell us.
Speaking of looking, please place yourselves on the island at this point. You have a couple options. You can begin searching the island, of course, but you do know that time is of the essence. You do know that the trial is in the morning, and you do know that at this point it is mid to late evening, probably 7 o'clock. So the sun is beginning to set. You maybe have limited time in the light to search this island. So whether you want to stay together or split up to speed it up is up to you.
Well, first thing, right away, Ikmur, with his dark vision, would like to at least look for trails or tracks with his survival.
Sure,
check.
roll a survival check.
23.
With the 23, you don't notice any tracks on this side of the island. You do know that the events of the beast, etc., happened a year ago, so you're likely not going to find any tracks that are that old, but you do find, you're looking at the ground, right? And Ikmur's expecting to find some tracks, and then he sees some low-level twigs on some of the trees broken. He begins to look up and sees that actual branches have come off of some of these swamp-rotted trees, and he sees that same nest that you came across. It's directly to the west. Everybody make a perception check as Ikmur kind of heads this direction.
18.
20.
13.
I got 9 on the die, so 16 total.
Leira, you're the only one to hear this. You swear you can hear slight movement in the nest, and the sound of it almost sounds like meow, meow.
I think we killed a parent. There might be a baby manticore waiting for us up there. I don't think we should kill it.
No, I agree. I agree. We shouldn't kill it. These kind of things can become very useful if trained properly.
Yeah, I mean, it was born evil, but we can raise it to be good.
Everybody in the audience missed the brushing that offhand signal that Haley just made. It's evil. Yeah, I don't care.
Good, evil. I mean, it's an animal when it comes down to it, right? So it needs some help right now.
Guys, are there supposed to be 2 parents?
Somebody make a knowledge arcana on that.
Oh, I can.
I would if I had one.
I rolled a 16 on the die plus 8 is 24. Right?
24.
27.
Okay, you would both know that there very well could be a male manticore in this situation, but you also know that manticores are a bit strange in that they can breed with a variety of other species of creature. They can breed with lions and produce more manticores. Could breed with like a dire lion, produce an advanced manticore, a more powerful manticore. They could breed with what are they called? The things with the goat head. Why can't I think of the name?
The goat head.
A satyr?
No, it's
satyr.
Yeah. Anyway, they can breed with a couple of different creatures. They all produce slightly altered offspring, so chances are, it very well could have bred with another manticore, or it could have bred with a lion, made a manticore. They're very, very slim chance that it's one thing or another. You don't know until you see them.
So did you say Eclipse would know that then?
Eclipse and Motumbe would know that.
Okay, so Eclipse would reply back to Ick. Ick, yeah, there could be another parent, but I don't know, you never know, really. It sounds like we should probably just take it and make sure it's safe.
The mother may have hit it and quit it. The father may not be around.
Oh, so you mean like my dad?
Yeah, kind of, Ick.
Well, this is an unfortunate way to bring up this heavy topic.
I was thinking of Chimera, by the way, folks. I think they have goat heads. The other things that it could have bred with are lamia or a sphinx. Those are all things that are sexually compatible with a manticore in case you are penning a romantic fanfic about manticores.
Cool. Every day.
Thanks for the info.
Well, I knew Brooks would be interested.
I would like
Absolutely.
to see what this other manticore fucked then.
Okay, well, the nest is about 20 feet into the tree, so you can make a climb check, or you can, pull a Motumbe and have the rope of climbing pull you up into the nest.
I think the manticore child could live or die on Pharasma's will. I do not think we need to meddle with its affairs any further.
That's fine, Motumbe. You don't have to, but I'm gonna go up there then.
Lyra will cast guidance on you before you go up.
Yes.
Make it a climb?
Do we really want to hold on to this thing? The priority here really isn't about caring for a child, or a, four-legged child.
And we are on a strict clock. We need to move.
Make an appraise check.
Appraise?
Yep.
19 total.
12.
I rolled poorly.
19, best we got.
Yeah.
With a 19, you would know that a live manticore is very difficult to capture. If you were to find the right buyer for this, they would likely be worth roughly 2,000 gold per manticore.
There's no need to sell it.
It's our baby.
Either way, I'm just inquiring minds want to know.
Maybe Motumbe and I should just kind of,
Put it up to its
investigate.
misery.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say something else.
Finish each other's.
we finish each other's misery.
You never know what a very protective parent would do to keep its baby safe. There might be some clues in the nest as well.
And also, it's alone now. You never want to leave someone alone forever, because that's not good. So we have to keep it, give it some friends, so it's fine.
We don't need to do that.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, no.
We are on a
do.
timeline. If
So
you
look-
want to take care of the manticore, go get the manticore. Take care of it.
Can't
If it
you-
slows us
thank you
down,
very much.
I'll move on.
I'm gonna roll then.
Gonna roll the climb. Okay. Are the people that aren't climbing?
Natural 20!
Okay.
Woo!
You make it up into the nest. You see, appears to be, they look like 2 lion cubs. The nest is relatively large.
There's 2!
Yes. The nest is relatively large. It's actually roughly 8 feet in diameter. And they're the size of basically a house cat. It doesn't look like their wings have fully unfurled yet, and you can see the characteristic tail spikes have not yet developed. So the tail is kind of like a whip-like tail, and it's kind of scaly, but it's not dangerous at this age. Make a knowledge arcana.
Okay.
Well, I think this is the end of book 2. The Trial of the Beast is, definitely going to go on, and we're just going to play house.
Yep.
From here on.
I rolled 16 plus 8, so 24.
You would know that these would most likely die without a parent.
Okay. So Eclipse is going to go ahead and take her very large reinforced scarf, so it's ready for these cat claws. And she's gonna fashion herself some sort of baby carrier sling, and
These things each weigh roughly half of the weight of Eclipse. I think you're like 32 pounds.
But she's strong as fuck.
I am
Pretty
super
strong.
fucking
Okay.
strong.
Hey, what do I have to roll to see if I can track down some baby blood caiman on this island just while we're at it?
That would be a survival or a perception.
Oh, wait, I'm not going to do that.
You can go off searching the island and leave me alone. I don't care.
Also,
Please make a perception check while in the
Anyway.
nest.
Yeah.
these baby manicores are the very top of my list of babies I don't care about.
Anyways, I rolled a 10 plus 7, so 17.
You see a glint of gold, but it's relatively buried by the twigs. Looks to be in the right corner of the nest.
In the nest. Okay, I'm gonna dig that up. Can I?
Yep.
Cool.
So
It appears to be a strange case. And you can see that it's covered in mud. Looks like it was maybe stuck to one of the logs used here or hidden within it.
Okay.
And the second you touch it, you kind of, your eyes roll back and you flash to a scene with a elderly gentleman, and he appears to be tinkering with these tools. He seems to be sharpening these very intricate and delicate knives. Looks to be like a set of surgeon's tools. You recognize the man. You recognize him as Zavaskar of Hora. And he's sharpening these tools one final time. He puts them in a leather wraparound case, wraps them up, puts them in this very fine gold box. It resembles the box that you just picked up, and hands them across the counter to you. Here you go, my friend. I do believe this will... You're really going to like these. They're top quality surgeon's tools. I only require 2,000 gold for the lot. I know you'd like to do business. Let's do some business. And then your vision fades.
Huh. Okay, so with that, I guess I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna climb down the tree with the manticore slung in my baby carrier that I've fashioned for them. And I'm gonna show off to the two boys who didn't want me to go get the manticore what I found.
Okay.
Well, I mean, while you were doing that, I actually think that, well, Ikmur would actually be a bit frustrated because he really is trying to be on the clock here and would do his best to find another path, keep searching this island for anything else. Ricky and Jason?
No, James.
James.
Ricky, James, can you at least point us toward your boneyard, or where at least you thought you saw the beast?
They're hanging out at the center of the island. Well, it would have been in the center there.
Alright, Ikmur would have at least gone off by himself if no one else was doing that.
Are you kidding me? Of course Motumbe is coming with you to the graveyard.
Awesome.
Okay. So as you head to the center of the island, you begin to see in more detail these hanging fetishes and also kind of like stick figures implanted in the ground as rudimentary grave markers. Make a perception check.
Also, the image of Motumbe traveling across the world and digging graves in all different types of soil is possibly one of the funniest images in my head right now.
Motumbe, if you prefer, you may roll so you come across these graves, you may roll a profession grave digger untrained, because I know you haven't put a point in it yet. So your wisdom modifier added to your die, but it may or may not be an easier check for you.
Okay.
What is it I'm supposed to re-rolling?
Perception.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and do that and just see how it goes.
19.
Well, I'm very far from home. That's a natural 1. Wisdom modifier is 0.
Yeah, I mean, you see these graves. I mean, you're kind of. I imagine Motumbe is kind of observing the grave making practices of a different culture than his. Ikmur's looking around. He does see that the ground here is relatively uneven. Seems strange in a graveyard that it would be, super uneven unless a grave was dug up.
Interesting.
Motumbe, I don't mean to kind of, encroach on your profession. I really do admire your digging abilities, but these seem a little fresher than normal. It just seems unprofessional, don't you think?
You know, Ikmur, those boys, Ricky and James, did say that they no longer used this graveyard. So this can't be official town business, and now I know you are aware that desecration of graves is punishable by death in the Church of Pharasma.
Well, more like punishable by Motumbe, if you ask me, but that's the same.
If I find who desecrated these graves, I will bring them to justice. Swift, final justice.
Sweet.
So I think, Ikmur, by pointing this out to Motumbe, you can take a 10 on profession gravedigger, if you so choose.
Okay.
So you take a 10. You take some time as the girls are probably figuring out their manicore situation. So we'll pan over to them and then get back to you guys.
Cool.
So what are you guys doing with two? What do you call cubs? I guess they would be two manticore cubs. Eclipse is kind of. Well, you have to make a climb check down, I guess.
Okay, I will try.
Or a fly check.
Their wings aren't fully unfurled yet.
Well,
sorry.
Not them. Just Eclipse. Just depending.
Why?
Aim for the bushes, Eclipse.
Okay, Leira. I have 2 manicore and also a very interesting box. I'm gonna try to climb down, but I'm not so sure. Be ready to kind of catch me, maybe.
Okay, I'll do my best.
It's hard to climb down with two babies. I might just fall now, so catch me maybe.
She'll be standing there ready to catch him.
And you might need to. I rolled a 7, and I have a +4 to climb.
Yeah, it's a tree.
Yeah.
The climb check isn't that hard,
Okay.
so you're able to kind of descend at half speed, but you make it.
Cool. All right, so I make it down, and I am going to slightly open my little baby carrier and show that I have definitely fashioned real quick.
Do you have a profession wet nurse?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I actually instinctively looked at my character sheet for no reason at all. Anyways, so I would probably open the like carrier that I have made out of my scarf and stuff, and so Leira, there's actually 2 of them, and they're gonna need some help. I don't think that they'll survive without a parent or something.
They have so much potential. I think we can care for them.
I agree. I think that we should work together and make sure that we raise these right. Do you want to take one, or do you want me to hold both of them?
I can take one. I have a little bit of ability to handle animals.
Also, while I was up there, their mom must have taken this box. And I had a vision, actually. And so, Leira, I saw Z from the funeral, and he was giving this box with very, very, very sharp, very nice quality surgical equipment to whoever I was seeing it through their eyes. I'm not sure who that was, but they looked very sharp, and it was 2,000 gold.
That seems nicer than any normal surgeon would need. The beast was stitched together. Do you think he's connected to this?
I definitely think that there's got to be something here, right? I mean, it's kind of an awful coincidence if it's this island, I thought the beast was here, and then I have vision. We just so happen to have surgical equipment.
Maybe we should try to find him and talk to him.
Have you opened the box yet?
No, but I was gonna pass it to Leira.
Leira would attempt to detect magic on it before opening it.
You do detect magic.
What type of magic? She focuses.
Whatever kind gives you a +1 to a weapon.
Ah, okay. She'll open the box.
I always forget what kind of magic that is. I feel like that's something I should know as a GM, but fuck it. We're doing it live.
Didn't want it to be a trap or something.
Okay.
She'll open it.
So she opens the box. She does find these immaculate surgeon's tools. It appears the box had a great seal because they don't appear to be damaged in any way. But they are magical. If you roll a spellcraft, you can know a bit more.
16.
These actually provide a +5 bonus to profession surgeon, as well as a +5 bonus to craft alchemy.
This is definitely what, like, created the beast, right?
That's pretty powerful.
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, it could also be to stitch up whatever was bitten here. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the beast.
The cutting out the eye, maybe it cut out the eye of the caiman that we saw. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's certainly true as well, but whatever bit the person running away also probably like needed stitch or needed surgery of some sort as well. But I like your idea way more.
Well, I think these are like knives, right? It's not like a sewing
Yeah, it's
kit.
like knives, and you have one of those kind of like needles that can inject and kind of suction liquid.
Syringe?
It's like a syringe, but have you ever seen that? Like, they're bigger. They're almost like the size of a seltzer can around, like for kind of suctioning a large amount of liquid out of, say, an organ. And there's a pair of scissors and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Does it look like anything in the kit has been used already?
It does appear that while it's immaculately clean, you can kind of see like minuscule scratches maybe on the scalpel and that kind of thing that would indicate that yes, it's been used at least once.
Oh, Leira, that looks right up your alley. I mean, I know that you tried to do brain surgery once, so maybe we get a little more skilled, and then you've got a real good set of tools here.
If I ever need to perform brain surgery again, I think I can do it with this kit.
You hear the ghost of Antrellis. Why'd you kill me like that?
She looks
You
up.
did me dirty.
She looks up to the sky and looks for the Nathalgu.
And a shadow descends. Roll initiative.
No.
Call him by name and he shall appear. Okay. So I think with that, you guys have found out what's in the kit. You have the manticores. Are you naming them or something? You can tell one's a female and one's a male.
I would like the boy, but
Okay, I'll take the girl.
I
yeah,
just
no
don't have a
problem.
good name yet. I will think on this. Eclipse will probably be... Actually, the entire time we're walking to meet the other boys, she would be petting it, getting it situated, probably in her backpack, moving some stuff out of her backpack so it can sit kind of on her shoulder and be there, and trying to figure out a good name.
Okay.
Maybe she names it Vance. That's a good one. That's a good name.
Ew.
Don't get confusing.
Vance and Vance. Little Vance and Big Vance. And Bob Vance.
But
We'll name it Bob.
the realization of whenever she is talking to Vance and the fact that we wouldn't be able to tell necessarily is problematic.
So the girls head Central Island, and Motumbe, you've taken a 10 on your profession gravedigger, so it takes you a couple minutes, and I think they start to catch up with you. They approach the clearing to basically this boneyard, and what you're discovering is you've kind of done your rounds around the graves, at least the marked ones, and as you're doing the rounds, as you walk over or walk by the depressed graves, your foot kind of squelches in as if it's very like boggy mud. There's about 6 of these as you kind of do your rounds that look depressed into the ground. Taking a 10 on your profession gravedigger, you realize that this is something that would happen to a grave that has been emptied.
This is where it came from.
I don't know if you guys understand how much of an insult this is to a follower of Pharasma, that somebody would defile the dead like this. So Motumbe is like ashen face, like blood drains out and he is enraged.
Does he attempt to check?
Yes, but he's going to relay this information first to James and Ricky.
James and Ricky are back on the boats.
Okay, they're back on the boats.
Like they're just kind of watching the boats. That's kind of their bread and butter.
In which case, no, he's just going to go for it then.
Motumbe, hey, you know, there's other things to investigate. Let's not get too caught up in this here. I'm so sorry.
Ikmur, I do not think this is a coincidence that there are so many strange things happening around this village, and deaths and disappearances, and a strange encounter with the beast, and now we have defiled graves. I need to know what happened here.
Well, I think there's only one thing left to do, and at least secure the rest of the island.
If you could do that, I would be very grateful.
If there's any sort of disturbance, I'll be sure to yell your name really loud.
I will come running.
I'm pretty
as I
sure.
always do for you.
Aw, you're so sweet. You're just like, well, you know what? I can cheers to that.
Okay, so Ikmur heads further south on the island while Motumbe digs up this grave. The girls enter on the clearing as Motumbe is digging, and we've already made a canon that Motumbe can dig up a grave in 15 minutes. Motumbe, make a perception check as you're about halfway down.
21 total.
With a 21, you're digging and you're looking at the ground. You start to smell. It almost smells like a methane-y gas, and you see the ground swell in front of you.
Oh dear.
It begins to kind of like bubble, and the bubble has not yet burst. What do you do?
Hop the fuck out of the grave.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Oh, good. That one I'm great at.
This is Shaq jumping, who he is known for jumping.
Jack taking a foul shot right here.
All right. Here we go. That -4.
Oh, God.
All right. That's a 4
Okay, so
total.
you hop, and you're very tall, so you being 4 feet down doesn't seem to phase you that much, but your foot catches on the lip of the grave that you're digging, and this bubble bursts, and earth and pieces of roots shatter everywhere as this gassy marsh bubble pops.
Ugh.
Now I need you to roll a reflex save.
All right. 17 total.
You will take half damage from this.
Oof.
That's okay. I mean, you at least saved it.
So you take 3 points of damage as this gaseous marsh bubble pops and sends kind of shards of rock and mud and roots everywhere. Make a knowledge nature check if you have it.
If I have it. All right, that's a 19 total.
19 total. You would know that swamps sometimes contain these deadly gases that you feel very comforted in the fact that you didn't have a lit flame near this, because it could have been catastrophic.
Oh, yeah.
The buildup of methane gas from loose soil and mud causes an air pocket that, when kind of surface, so sometimes they rise to the surface in mud, or as you've uncovered by digging, you've kind of uncovered this pocket of gas. And by exploding, I think you look back into the hole, and you see that the rest of the grave appears to be excavated from this explosion.
Okay.
You don't find a body. There's no body.
Oh, my. Well, he would hop back down in there. Besides the fact that there's no body, is there any other check that I could roll? Can I don't know, dig a little bit around, see if there's anything else, some sort of survival check, just if there's anything. I mean, obviously a body missing from a grave is a big thing, but is there some other clue or something as to what happened?
You can make another profession gravedigger check.
All right. It's an 18 off the die. It's just an 18.
Okay. You would know that you felt like you dug through this at half speed. It was definitely filled back in. So you're pretty much 100% certain that this is a robbed grave. And you've heard about this kind of thing before. And I think with that kind of check, you would just wonder, like, if the beast is being accused of this grave seems like, you know, it was disturbed and not filled back in correctly. It feels off to you that something built of parts would rob a grave.
Sure.
It would come to this island to rob graves. But I think you can infer from this that the other 5 that you saw kind of depressed into the earth like this are likely robbed graves as well, and you probably don't want to dig them up because the same issue would occur, likely. The decomposition causing the methane buildup, and that
Sure. Yeah.
it being kind of released quickly and covered back up.
And how many murders were there from the town that the elder told us about?
There were 10.
Okay.
10 murders, 6 empty graves. One beast on trial.
Doom doom.
All right. Ikmur's still investigating the rest of the island.
Okay, so Ikmur moves south. Please make me a survival check.
19?
With a 19, as you head south, you don't really find tracks, but what you do find is what appears to be the remnants of a campfire. Like a really, really old, just pieces of charred wood. And with a 19, you can tell that this was a campground for somebody. And it's again, seems odd that somebody would camp out on an island designated for a graveyard.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, these good rolls run out. 3.
Yeah, with a 3, you don't really see anything of note around the campfire. Again, just this kind of burnt wood. But I think you would likely have something to say to the rest of the party searching this part of the island. Like, hey, there's a campfire here. It's a little weird. So I think we're gonna flash back. Motumbe, Leira, and Eclipse are at kind of these graves. Motumbe has figured out that the graves appear to have been robbed, at least 6 of them.
And he is very deep in prayer.
After seeing the grave kind of explode, Lyra's going to cast Cure Light Wounds on herself.
On herself.
Oh,
After seeing Motumbe take damage, she
that's.
slaps a heel on herself.
I find it odd that you journeyed across the island and stood in front of me while I took damage and then healed yourself from wounds you took a couple hours ago.
You mean literally 10 minutes ago?
It seems like you're making a statement.
This island might be more dangerous than I thought it was. I got distracted and never healed myself. I was not doing very well. Do you need some healing?
No, I'm just commenting on the statement of healing yourself in front of me directly after I took damage.
It reminded me that we're all mortal.
Oh, that.
Okay, so what are the 3 of you doing?
Lyra would pull out the case that she found and say,
She found?
sorry, she is carrying. She is carrying.
That sounds like Ikmur type of detective work right there.
Party tensions all across the board. I guess we're going to have to do a battle royale and see who survives. I'll just sit here in the sidelines.
It ends on this island.
This island is the hill I die on.
All right, but she would say, Motumbe, this case was in the nest with the manticore. Surgical equipment. I think it's been used before.
An odd thing to lose.
In addition, Motumbe, I don't know if you remember Z from the funeral?
Oh, yes I do.
He sold these, actually. I saw it in a vision, so they're like 2,000 gold. I didn't see who he sold them to, but they're very, very powerful, some surgical equipment.
I believe it. He has a high propensity for business.
And Motumbe, you would remember that he did tell you to come visit him at his shop in Lepidstadt if you're ever in the town.
Oh, yeah.
So you would kind of click 2 and 2 together, like this was likely bought in Lepidstadt.
Maybe if we bring these to Z, he could tell us who bought them originally. Return them to their previous owner.
That would really help us further this investigation. I think they might have a tie to this whole beast trial.
An interesting theory. Perhaps it holds water.
Got her at her own game, baby.
Where did Ikmur go?
I think he went to secure the rest of the island to make sure there were no more surprises for the rest of us. We should probably follow up with him and see what he's found.
The trio heads through the boneyard to the basically campground that Ikmur is currently observing. Everybody, when you kind of powwow with Ikmur again, make a perception check.
And while they're doing that, I think it's probably worth it to state that this island is about 85 feet wide by about 100 feet long.
Yeah, so it's a very small island.
So yeah, investigating this is not a big ordeal. Well,
I wouldn't say unless you were very much taking your time, which taking a 10 isn't taking your time too much with like a professional gravedigger. I would say like all said and done, when you finish investigating the island and you see what else, we'll see what else you do, might be like an hour and a half to a 2-hour affair.
Perfect. We're always on that clock.
I got a 22 total.
You beat me by 1.
Got him!
Beats me.
So Motumbe is searching the eastern end of the campground. He finds this vial, and it appears to contain some sort of residue within. Eclipse is searching the western edge of the camp, and she finds a stake in the ground tied to a rope that leads towards the edge of the island.
Can I investigate that further?
Yep, you can follow the rope.
Yeah.
You would find that, you know what, like, mangrove trees look like? Like, they're these short, kind of shrubby, bushy-looking trees that grow in swamps. You find a nest of them where this rope is leading, and within, you find a hidden boat.
Oh, a boat.
So these mangroves look like a cage.
Basically,
Almost like
like
a
it's
cage
partially
made out of
hiding
roots.
this boat, yeah. But with the rope, you can easily tug on it and find that there's something within. You look further, and there's a boat.
Yeah. Can I actually try and pull the boat in towards shore?
The boat is actually against shore with the trees. Kind
Oh,
of
okay,
surrounding
okay.
it, so it's like floating in the very, very shallows.
Eclipse, that's that's a great find. I've been kind of sitting here for a little bit and trying to figure out how long this fire has been out, but it might have rained recently, so I think that threw me off a little bit. But I think Ricky and James will probably be able to, figure out where the boat came from. Well, especially if it came from the village or not. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Ick, that's a good idea. But I think first, before they see the boat, we should make sure there's nothing in it.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good idea. But, I mean, if it came from the village, we should probably still return it to the village. It's still their boat,
I agree. I don't want anything that could interfere with the investigation being returned back to the village before we see it.
Oh, yeah, right. We are still investigating that.
Okay, so you guys may make a perception check on the boat.
Yeah, that's a natural 20.
Ooh, baby.
Still bringing it up to a 20 though.
Yeah.
Up to a 20.
I mean, I rolled a 12 plus 7, so I have less than Ick.
So Ikmur can see what appears to be dried blood in the boat. Further, he sees this grisly sight. It's kind of hanging on where one of the oars is kind of in its, like, racked. He sees this piece of flesh hanging on the end of the oar, and he picks it up. It's a woman's face.
Just a
God!
Face, the skin of a face and the scalp of a human head. Ikmur could make a check, but I know he doesn't have anything.
I'm next to him.
Okay, so if you're next to him, you can make a knowledge local or knowledge arcana.
Arcana. That's
Well,
what we're calling it.
Ikmur is going to put the face on and be like,
Oh.
Eclipse, do I look like somebody? Am I famous?
Ikmur, make a fortitude save.
Oh no.
You weren't
Didn't
actually putting it on
do
your
that.
fucking
Come
face.
on.
22.
So for a second, you gag at the scent of rot that you've just put over your nose and eyes and mouth. But you kind of hold your stomach in as you almost proceed to vomit, but hold it back.
Alright, he takes it off.
Fuck, man.
Oh.
What was that knowledge arcana?
I rolled another 16 on knowledge. I keep doing that on knowledges.
Nice.
Plus 8, so 24.
So, you know a couple of things here. You know that, A, this was removed with some sort of very surgical precision. The lines are cut in exactly the right place on a body to remove this cleanly. You also know that this might have been used as some sort of magical disguise. You're not really sure, but you think like something cut this cleanly. You can't think of any other reason why somebody would do this other than like a sick murderous desire. The practical use that you can think of is a potent disguise, which can only be achieved with magic. You both also find a rope tied to the boat that appears to go into the water. Before you investigate that, Motumbe, you're looking at this vial. You can make a knowledge arcana check.
Vial. I wonder what is inside you.
That is a 16 off the die that comes up to a 24.
The 24, as you uncork the vial and kind of like peer in for kind of a closer look at its contents, although they seem to be dried, you get a quick whiff of it. It smells like carrots. You know,
Soil foods.
you know that one potion that smells pretty potently of carrots is a potion of dark vision.
Okay.
Please make another knowledge arcana check.
19 off the die, that's a 27.
This is odd to you.
Okay.
Why would there be a camp with a clearly used potion of dark vision when you know that the beast is in fact a flesh golem, which has dark vision? That if the beast is being accused of this crime, why would it use such a potion? It doesn't need it. It frankly wouldn't necessarily work on it.
Curiouser and curiouser. I should tell the rest of the party. I hope they haven't found any faces.
So, so I need you guys to make a strength check if you're attempting to haul up what's attached to the rope.
Okay. Do you want to just do assistance? Like I'll
We have the same modifier, I believe.
Oh, okay.
+4, right?
I have +3 actually.
Oh,
I'll assist you.
okay. Well,
Roll well. I got an 11 on the die, so I definitely assist.
fantastic. Got a 15 on the die. +4, 19, +2, 21.
You're relatively easily able to kind of haul this out of the water. It doesn't appear to be stuck in any way. As you pull it, though, we can do mouth noises.
I mean, that was like, it was a little bit
Going
stuck in the
unstuck.
mud, and yeah.
So you pull it up, and you find this sack. It appears to be the size of, well, a body.
Before Ikmur pulls it out any farther, he's gonna say,
Motumbe, I think you want to see this.
What is it, boy?
Well, you see it in the. I know it's a little bit dark, but in the water at the end of this rope, I have a bad feeling about this.
Pull it in.
He takes his +1 mithril dagger out so he can cut the sack open
Okay.
when it gets to shore.
deadliest catch right here.
Pull it out, and a bunch of Alaskan king crabs come spilling out of the pipe. And you guys are rich for one more winter.
This is the haul of the season.
So,
This is what you basing.
so you get the sack ashore, you cut it open, and luckily a body doesn't spill out. You actually find what appears to be some gear. You see the sack holds some rope, a gag, a large rusty lantern, a couple of heavy, like, hunting knives, and a rusted shovel.
Well, I think we may have found our defiler.
Yeah, these are definitely what I would use to defile graves if I had to pick some tools or something.
Careful.
Might have to throw the book at you.
Lyra, do you detect magic on any of these items?
She
You
would
don't.
attempt.
You do
Okay.
not detect magic.
Mundane.
Even on the face? If she detects, does she detect magic on the face?
Faint trace.
It appears we found the tools of this villain. Though I do wonder why the tools are here with a boat in the middle of the swamp, but no villain. Where did the villain go?
So, faint bit of magic on the face. Can I touch it? And do I see anything?
You touch the face, and it kind of slips softly between your fingers, slimily. It's rather gross on the back side. You see a woman bearing this face, and you see her doing, kind of striking a deal with Lasny. It appears she's selling him goods and pelts. She goes on and peddles her wares around the town, and it appears she's relatively warmly welcomed by the Swampers in Morast. And then you kind of fade back.
Okay, thanks. As an unrelated note, what do manticores eat?
Everything they can find.
Okay, thank you.
Ikmur-sized people on boats. Ikmur-sized humanoids on boats.
Things they can hit with their spikes. They prefer shish kebab.
So we found all of this gear and no villain. The towns members chased someone and they got bit by an awful big caiman. Do you think they might have met their end?
It's possible, but I fear a final clue eludes us. We have a lot of pieces to the puzzle, but not the one that draws it all together.
Leira, is there any magic in the water besides what we found? Possibly bones? I don't know what really is magic or anything, but I know maybe Motumbe would be better person to ask this, but are bones still magical?
Depends on the bones and what was done to them. I do have a question for you, Ikmur. Have you explored the rest of this island while I was getting exploded with mud bombs and getting healed in front of in a gross display of irreverence?
That's a good point. I didn't quite reach the west side of the island. I was a bit stuck up on the campsite here.
I think it would be prudent for Leira to do one final passover with her magic detection skills, and maybe we could check the rest of the island before heading out.
Yeah, she'd have to probably walk a little slowly, concentrating on detecting magic, but she would continue.
You can do that, yeah. You don't really find anything magical on the edges of the island, or even 20 feet offshore. I know you're kind of like sweeping the detect magic. So you guys feel like you've gotten a couple of clues. I don't know if you want to continue on this island. It's been, at this point, likely 2 hours, or you want to head back. It's dark now.
It feels like, at this point, we need to go back. And, in fact, potentially go all the way back to Lepidstadt. Because tomorrow we have to be ready to be part of the trial, and then the night after that we have to go back and investigate another area.
Yeah, this would be, you would know that you have to present the evidence for this crime tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Do we want to go back to the town and try to get more information about this girl to see if she's maybe the connecting point?
I know we left on very poor terms with this man, but if he traveled with us, we would at least have some time-saving ability. But, we do have to return the boats back to, with James and Rick. So.
You would know that Lasny's going to be at the trial tomorrow, so Either way, it's only 8 miles, so he's going to make it back to Lepidstadt at some time in the morning, likely.
Yeah, and as a player, I can probably assume that the boat was this traveler trapper person. She probably had her own boat, but Ikmur probably didn't know that.
Are you guys talking to Ricky and James at all?
Now that we've I would say, hidden-ish the dirty bits
on the boat.
The face, probably,
okay.
For sure.
Can we journey back to Ricky and James, but kind of take a circuitous route to take us, through another part of the island we haven't seen before? Mm-hmm. We don't deep dive into anything, but we found a lot of pieces, and either we're missing something or we're too dumb as people, actual players, to actually figure it out. I'm hoping it's the former. So I'm hoping one last sweep that last piece will click together, because I haven't figured it out.
So you guys head the other way on the island, make a perception check.
21 total.
Another 19 here.
I got another 11 on the die for 18.
Nice.
16.
We're on our game.
Good rolls. You don't find much of anything. But you take this time as you're walking through to kind of reflect on what you have found. And you have put some pieces together, whether you as players know it or not. You do know that the creature was clearly attacked by a blood caiman. The beast does not have a scar or a wound from said attack. Ipso facto, likely wouldn't be the beast. You know that whoever was camping on this island was using a potion of dark vision and clearly had a need to use that. The beast has dark vision naturally and would not use such a thing. You know that several graves have been robbed from presumably whoever was on this island. You know that the person that was on this island likely attacked a blood caiman with a weapon. The beast had none when he was found committing a crime, and you found these tools. Now they're another lead. You don't know much about them yet, aside from the fact that they were created by Zavaskrafora. So these are the pieces of information you've managed to glean from this island. So I don't want you to feel like you haven't figured anything out. You have some information and you have some evidence to likely present tomorrow as you defend the beast.
So we head back to Ricky and James then? Follow the island, head back to those two?
Are you telling them about the boat?
Yeah, I think we bring the boat.
Yeah, we would take the coast.
Oh, okay, so you're taking the boat route.
Or at least, like, I don't know, I would drag the rope with the boat around. I know if we wanted to look more like Motumbe wanted to look more, maybe that means, I don't know.
You're looking at the coast, he's looking in the trees or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Something like that. Maybe Leira and I go along the coast, and Motumbe and Ikmur go through
There
the middle.
goes for
something
a
like
dip. There's totally not any more blood caimans ever.
that. Nah, never. Either way.
Why would there be more than 2 blood caimans around this island?
So I'll take the boat around the coast, and we'll take it to Ricky and James, and I will show them the boat, and then I will go ahead and say, do you recognize this? And also, how are you guys queasy type people, or can you handle a little bit of gore?
James would pipe up because Ricky doesn't speak. And James would say, well, hold on, let me take a look at that there boat. Oh my, we lost this about a year ago. Back when what? I don't know, Ricky, do you know who we lent that to? And he shakes his head. Doesn't respond with words once again. I think it might have been
Oh, is this familiar? And I show the
Oh
face.
Jesus! Oh Lord!
God.
Oh, Pharasma!
Come on.
Pharasma! Save us! Oh, Lord! What? He throws up. Wipes his mouth. What in the heavens is that? Is that a wrinkly old face you just showed me?
I'm sorry. It was in the boat. I was hoping to spark a memory.
Yeah, that's... I think my intuition was right. I think we last lent this to fucking Nan Klebin, and that's her goddamn face.
Okay, thanks for identifying her. I'm gonna take the face away.
That's enough.
Please do. Ricky kind of stared at the face, like didn't make a sour mouth or anything. He was just like, face.
I asked if they were okay with violence or gore. No one.
And then
said
you just
anything.
pulled it out with any response.
No one said anything.
I mean, I'm pretty good with gore. If someone just showed me a face,
A
though,
detached human face.
Yeah, I understand. I still asked.
And I was shunned for putting it on.
You put it on your face. You physically attached it to your own face.
Hey,
Same
guys.
thing. Same thing.
Not at all.
that's some.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. God damn it, Ikmur.
Holy shit. Okay.
Okay, so You guys go back one boat heavier than before.
And a face heavier than before.
And there's now 5 faces in the party. Well, there's now 7 faces with the 2 new baby manticores.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you head back to Morast and you make it there, unmolested by blood caimans or manticores or horrors, face-cutting horrors in the night. It's roughly 9 o'clock at this point in the evening. It's gotten dark. You know that you need to make the trek back to Lepidstadt. Are you talking to Lasny before you leave?
Ikmur would at least try.
Okay. And I think Ricky and James would come with you.
Okay.
So you knock on the door. Lasny would answer. It's relatively late, but not too late for visitors. Well, what do we have here? The foreigners again, huh?
Sorry to come across your door so late, and I'm sure you're, well, at least trying to sleep, but we have a couple of things to, well, we are going to Lepidstadt. You are more than welcome to travel with us if you like. I actually was a caravan guard before my investigation days, and I'd be more than, well, I'd feel better if you came with us. That way we can, power in numbers type of thing, you know?
And he starts to kind of shut the door, and James would kind of put his hand on the door and be like, Now, Lasny, listen. These folks, I mean, we drove a hard bargain without your permission, but we took them out to the boneyard, and I'll be honest, they kind of helped save our lives. We got attacked by a giant manticore. But blood came as bigger than I ever seen. These guys helped protect me and Ricky. I think these all right people. I mean, for foreigners at least.
Actually, Lasny, we can actually guarantee that the boneyard is completely free of monsters now. Well, because there's that manticore, the Leira here has actually got the head.
Your town won't be troubled anymore, and you can now access your restlands.
Well, we gave that up after, the beast bled on it, tainted the soil.
And we know that's hard. We really do. But if you ever want to use it again, it's free to use.
Well, I suppose I appreciate that for what it's worth. Y'all find anything out there? I gotta, testify tomorrow, so I might come with you to Lepidstadt. James says he's good people. I trust James. I trust Ricky. He don't talk too much, but that's all right. I'm willing to travel with you. I am one of the witnesses for the crime. I do want to see this beast burn, but it doesn't mean my curiosity isn't piqued by you guys going out to that island. None of us has been there since we ran that beast off.
Leira is going to do a sense motive to see if he seems genuine, that he's curious, or he just is set in his ways.
Sure.
Actually, Ikmur's got that too.
Rolled a 20, so a 24.
No way, me too.
Twins.
Twinning. Yeah. All right. Sense motive wise, I have 22.
He appears to wonder if you found anything out there. I mean, as far as he knew, he expected the beast to be dead in the water from the blood caiman attack. I don't think he has any prior knowledge of something strange happening on the boneyard other than that being the area where the beast was headed.
So, just so you know, we found about 6 graves just kind of empty. I don't know who was buried all out there, but there's definitely 6 of them missing.
that was, I mean, that's where we traditionally buried our dead. Now, we did bury the victims of the beast out there too, but it was our town's graveyard until the beast tainted it.
But why would they be missing? That's what I'm saying. They're missing.
That I don't know. I mean, beast got some kind of body fetish. I'm not sure. I don't know how you foreigners act, but I assume he may have exhumed them while he was doing his shady business out there.
There were also some tools that we found that didn't seem like the beast would have any use for them. Like a lantern. The beast has dark vision. He wouldn't need that.
Well, I don't know much about that. Again, I didn't know anybody was going out there until I saw the beast heading that way and we chased him off.
Well, I mean, we found a boat as well, and Ricky and James, definitely identified it from your, I guess, of your town, and it's been missing.
Yeah, we did. The boys did let me know we were missing a boat roughly, a year ago, maybe a year and a couple months. Boat went missing. I appreciate you for finding it, bringing it back to us. It appears to be in good condition. I mean, the boys only lend to people town trusts.
So a boat went missing. Did someone go missing along with the boat? Your boys seem to think that there was a lady who went missing at that time.
I will tell you, we did have kind of the boat that went missing was usually on reserve for Nan Klebem. She was kind of like a trapper in the swamps. She came here to do trade, usually every month or so, but she hasn't been around town in about a year.
Oh, I found her.
Well, Ikmur definitely he wants to interject, but he knows that he's been yelled at for this before from the party, so he abstains. But he definitely is trying to kind of twitches his arm I know something, but he's holding it back.
Okay. So Eclipse would have just said, "Oh, I found her," and then probably would have nudged Ick because she would have seen him tense up, and she knows he also saw it. That's all.
Well, where is she then?
She maybe wasn't who you thought she was. We only found part of her.
Yeah. Are you okay with this? Do you want to see it?
Do not show me a dead body, please, if that's what you're trying to...
It's just a part of her.
I don't care. She's been missing for a year. I believe you if you said she's dead. James, you see this? They show you fucking body parts. Yeah, Leslie, they pulled it right out. I threw right up. Well, damn. All right. That's interesting. Beast must have got her too.
Mr. Lasney, I think it would not be out of turn for me to suppose that Nan went missing long before a year ago. See, that's when this person left with your boat and disappeared, but we found remains of Nan that were infused with magics. These particular magics could be used to disguise someone's individuality. We believe that this person may have done away with Nan and betook her appearance. I don't think Nan borrowed your boat. I think it was this other person, supposing themselves as Nan.
Well, that's certainly disturbing news.